Hey guys, DB right here, and today I'm starting with my What if Frieza turned good? Now, just to be clear, this will be different to Musco X's version, although the beginning might be pretty similar. However, I do intend to take a really big left turn with this series, and I do apologize with the volume that I'm talking right now. Yeah, I just gotta try keep it down at the moment. So I'll do the best I can. So don't expect amazing, character impersonations or anything like that. And at least in this video, anyway. So our story begins with the aftermath of Frieza's battle with Goku on planet Namek, ultimately playing out exactly the same as it does in the original, with Frieza being cut in half, Goku giving Frieza energy only to have it thrown at him, and Frieza having to send it back, Goku having to send it back with a vengeance, and of course, Planet Namek blowing up in Frieza's face. So just like it does in the original, and just like in the original, he is found by his father, who've been out looking for him, and he's ultimately recovered and given his cybernetic enhancements like he has in the original anime. However, immediately King Cold could sort of tell there was something off about his son. He didn't seem to be interested in getting revenge on Goku or the people from Earth at all. In fact, at some point he told his father to forget it. He just wasn't interested. The trauma Frieza suffered at the hands of Goku and the others from Earth was a bit more greater than what it was in the original. It just, in this version, and for this sake of this story, it's just gotten to him some more. How the Namekians unified against him and resisted him at every turn, no matter what Frieza did to them. How the people of Earth were able to unite with Vegeta and hold him off and damage him to that point until Goku's arrival, and then Goku, who just seems so powerful, and no matter what Frieza did, he just couldn't bring him down. Then how they all unified and formed the Spirit Bomb that nearly took him out, mind you. And, well, ultimately Frieza making the situation whole worse for him, triggering Goku's Super Saiyan transformation. An image that would haunt Frieza. That is it's haunting him right now. And he would relive it over and over again. Perhaps everything he's done up until this point of his life has been wrong. And Frieza is starting to realize it. And well, needless to say, King Cold did not like this one little bit. My son traumatized? That is not the perfect offspring that I created and raised. It seems you have forgotten your place, Lord Frieza. Effective immediately, I am retaking the Empire from you. And I am banishing you until such time you are ready to reclaim the Empire. Frieza would not go down without a fight. Did purr up and try and take down his father. However, King Cold being the stronger of the two, he was easily able to knock out Frieza, and had a couple of his men try to escort him somewhere. Out of sight, out of mind. Probably put him in a cryogenics pod, much like he did to Cooler. If that is indeed what he did to Cooler. I've heard conflicting reports on that. Ultimately, in mid-transport, things did not go well for for Frieza's former men, when Frieza suddenly came to and basically killed them on his ship. And this is where Frieza does the absolutely unexpected. Now, in Masako's What If, Frieza hid amongst planets that were actually in his rule, because no one really recognized him in his final form. However, this is where I'm going to be doing something different. Frieza is going to hide out on Earth. I'm going to have him hiding among his enemies. After all, that'd be the last place you'd expect to find Frieza. So, with that, Frieza puts in a course to Earth. After all, he knows exactly where it is. After all, he got that location from back when when he overheard Nappa and Vegeta talking about it and their whole incident battling with the heroes on Earth way back when. And I do think only a small group of Frieza's men also knew where Earth was, and I think all of them are dead. Sarbon, Dodoria, Qui, and well, Frieza, after landing on Earth, he's pretty much wandering around the place. Now, he can't exactly sense energy, so he has no idea where the other, where the rest of the dragon team are. So he's doing his best just to stay in the mountain somewhere and hiding cave after cave, and basically he would venture out when he needed to get food, or sometimes he'd steal crop from from farmer fields and places like that. He'd occasionally hunt for food, and well, Frieza's beginning to sort of understand what it's like to actually work for something and earn it. For example, like hunting his own food and things like that. Nothing's just being handed to him like it was back in his former life as the Emperor of the Galaxy. And after a while, he only robbed the farmers a couple of times. He actually decided to approach the farmers one day. Now, before I get into that, just to be clear, Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin did try to find Frieza, because they could sense him. They could sense him when he landed on Earth, and, they could sense that this power level was, and that it was definitely Frieza, but they could sense that it was somewhat distorted as well, thanks to both the Mega upgrades and Frieza's change that is coming up upon him. It's not the same, like, pure dark and evil that was sensing back on Namek. Something has begun to change in Frieza, and Frieza ultimately decided to apologize to the farmers, from which he stole crop, and funny enough, they didn't even notice. Frieza's not really kind of the person to apologize much, and I suppose his apology sounded more like this. Listen, I took some of your crops so I wouldn't starve to death. Hang on, I can do better. Look, I stole some of your crops so I wouldn't die, but I am willing to earn my keep. It's the least I could do after I stole it in the first place. So, not really so much as an apology, just sort of, I stole your food so I wouldn't die. Let me at least work for it. Still very uncharacterized for Frieza, but hunting his own animals and doing what he can to survive has sort of built a bit of a work ethic in Frieza. And well, the farmers, decided to, give Frieza a chance. Basically, with a a bit of difficulty and Frieza ultimately not wanting to do the work. Yeah, even though Frieza offered to do the work, he still didn't want to do it. um, he did. They did teach him all about planting, growing crop, and things like that. And realizing that Frieza was homeless per se, they did actually offer to pay him a bit of zenny for his hard work, and Frieza did indeed work hard. Being being on the kind of level he is, yeah, he could work like he could work better than every human worker on the planet put together into one. Like if all of them could do fusion and be the ultimate worker, Frieza was better. Heck, he didn't even need a tractor to create fields that were perfect for growing crop and vegetables. And thanks to Frieza learning these skills, he doesn't need to steal vegetables from farmers anymore. He can now grow his own. And thanks to a bit of a parting gift from his time with the farmers, they actually gave him a dino cap, which actually has its own little house there. So Frieza actually now has a little bit of a homestead at his cave. Got a nice cave and a nice comfortable house, and a bit of a farm life. Now, during this time, a year had passed. Vegeta has since landed on the planet, has since sensed Frieza's energy, and well, to his surprise, and Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo filling in that Frieza actually hasn't done anything, they actually did manage to find Frieza once working on the farm, and well, Frieza didn't spot them or anything, but they were just kind of surprised to see that Frieza's working. He's not doing anything bad. Of course, they have no idea why he's there, and they weren't dumb enough to approach him. After all, Frieza could definitely still kill those three easily, no problem. And still could, still might. We don't know yet. But however, Vegeta has flying around and attacking him. Now, does Goku know what's going on with Frieza on Earth? Well, actually, yes. King Kai has been keeping a close eye on the situation and was laughing his head off seeing Frieza, doing farm work. Goku, you're not gonna believe this. And well, Vegeta, one day, Frieza was, he decided to, go back and still help the farmers sometimes. Just occasionally, and it was a good bit of social activity. After all, being alone all that time, beforehand, wasn't good for Frieza. Frieza still was a very sociable being. Even back in his Emperor days, he was still pretty sociable. He would chat to Zarbon Dodoria all the time. They were his closest henchmen, and he does miss having people to talk to. And well, a lot of the times when he makes fun of them being inferior to him, a lot of the farmers, just take that as part of Frieza's humour, which sometimes he's serious, sometimes he's not. Well, one day while Frieza was working, suddenly a key blast is shot and ruining Frieza's field that he worked hard to set up for his farmer buddy, and it's Vegeta before him. Frieza! You have about 10 seconds to clear this planet before I obliterate you. Oh, my, Prince Vegeta, still alive, eh? Huh. That's right, the Dragon Balls brought you back. Huh. I should have known they'd be able to resurrect the weak. How dare you! And well, Needless to say, Vegeta attempts to fight with Frieza, but ultimately, despite Vegeta's Zenkai boost from being brought back to life from the dragon, as well as all the damage he caused to the Frieza Empire while he was out in space trying to find Goku, he was still no match for Frieza. Frieza gave him a bit of a beating, but however, chose not to kill Vegeta this time. Listen, monkey. I'm willing to let this slide this time. Do not come near me again. Next time, you won't be so lucky. And well, with that, Vegeta is forced to flee and fly on back. And after recovering and telling everyone what had happened, Piccolo just sort of smirked, well, you kind of deserve that one, Vegeta. And well, this is when they sent something else. A power level similar to Frieza, and about as dark as his used to be, but slightly stronger. King Cold has indeed found his way to planet Earth. Now, he's not looking for Frieza. He is still here, more or less, trying to, he still feels a bit vengeful for ultimately what the people of Earth did to his son, traumatizing him, forcing him to banish him. King Cold wants to wipe the stain, that whole stain on their name, basically. And King Cold will not be content till he does. Now, he's not landing on Earth doing the whole how Frieza would have done things. He's planning to blow it up from orbit. And well, before he could, he's suddenly surprised by this sudden appearance of this being just standing in front of the ship and just staring back at the ship. And immediately, King Cold powers down his blast. What? Frieza? Is that you? You look different. Different indeed. Because this isn't the Frieza that's currently living on Earth in a, well, isolated from everyone, and the farmer. This is future Frieza. This is a version of Frieza who has come back in time to try and warn the others about the androids, and he has come to face his father. What are you doing here? And as he's looking at Frieza, his this version of Frieza's mechs and enhancements have been greatly upgraded. It's a lot more smoother and sort of blends with how he naturally looks, sort of. A bit of a Capsule Corp upgrade from future Bulma. Oh, Daddy, it seems no matter the reality, you always come here to make problems. What? How dare you speak to your father like this? And without warning, King Cold takes a death beam from future Frieza and is ultimately destroyed on the spot along with the ship. And everyone could sense this. Even Frieza's present self could sense this, that there was another him up there blowing away his father. And that needless to say, Frieza flies off to investigate this immediately, along with the rest of the Dragon Team, who were basically gathering up. They're like directly up below future Frieza who's in orbit, lowering down to the planet's surface. And they were surprised. Piccolo was the first to pipe up. Frieza, explain yourself. What has happened here?
Oh, don't worry about that, Piccolo. I was just dealing with some unfinished business towards my father. Oh, Vegeta, you're looking well.
Vegeta swallowing his pride. What are you doing here, Frieza, and where do you get those new specs?
Oh my. Well, I'm happy to explain all this to you. As soon as Goku arrives.
And well, this is where things get even more surprising because present day Frieza has shown up and has landed before them. What? There are two of you? And I think that's where we'll leave things for the moment. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? Like I said, it was definitely going to be different than Mask OX's, but I think ultimately this sort of direction could work as long as you got Frieza doing things for himself to start knowing what it's like to actually earn his way. It's actually very possible that the character could change and ultimately become a good guy. Maybe not ultimately good, but you never know. I think this is a pretty good and unique start. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will be back again for a part 2. Alright, catch you later. I'll see you around.